everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a process video that serves two purposes. It's for this month's Challenge Yourself Challenge, which is to use scallops on the layout. So not only are you using scallops, you also have to use a picture of yourself somewhere on the layout, and I'll have the information on where to upload your scrapbook layout for a chance to win a prize on the Challenge Yourself blog down in the description box below. This is also for my April challenge, just a personal challenge that I've set for myself to do all of the Shimelle lives this month. Whether I can watch them live or not, I'm still going to watch them and use the layout that Shimelle created to create one of my own. So this is a twofer, yay. Basically, I had made a sketch of Shimelle's layout and I left it upstairs when I started working on this. I thought I was going to do two separate layouts, one for the Challenge Yourself Challenge and one for the Shimelle one. And then I was like, you know what? I could make both of these like go together. So that's what I'm doing. So I have a pink piece of basil cardstock as my background. And then I have two pieces of American Crafts pattern paper, one of which is the stripy one. It was just cut. I think I did it 4 by 12. And then the other one, I think I did it 5 by 12, and then I did some tearing along the edge there. I really like the way that all these go together because the stripe has the yellow in it, so does the sun paper. The stripe also has that light pink color in it, so does the background paper. And so this is a really nice, easy background that you can make, especially if you have larger pieces of scrap paper and you don't have to cut into a full 12 by 12 sheet the way that I did. Just something to keep in mind. And I'm using a horizontal 4 by 6 photo. Shimelle's was actually vertical, and I thought when I was going to do something different, I was going to use a different photo, but I'm going to use this one and I'm just going to make it work. And so this is kind of where I maybe veer a little bit off of what Shimelle did because I didn't have the exact sketch in front of me, and I'm using a photo that's a different orientation than what she was using. But that's okay. So I'm looking for something that I can use to back the photo, and I had a little Shimelle paper pad, 6 by 6 paper pad, and that little floral piece had, it was dark on the background, and then it had some of those brighter colors in the pattern. You're not really going to be able to see it that much because it's just going to be a matte for the photo. But obviously, because this is a 6 by 6 piece of paper, I need to cut my photo down just a smidge so that you can actually see the matting around the edge. So I think I just took like a 1/4 inch off one side, the top, and like a side, pretty easy. And then that is my photo. Now I'm also trying to find, obviously you're like, where are the scallops? All right, so you can see some orange scalloped cardstock to the left of this. Those were things that were in my stash. I'd actually pulled them for my orange challenge last month. And I thought, well, this could be perfect to use those because it's scallops and I have to use scallops. And then I had also purchased that, was it Vicky Bouton? Let me see, or is it something else? I know it's American Crafts, but who is it by? American Crafts. Yeah, it's Vicky Bouton by American Crafts. And it's a scalloped border sticker. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. I can use that for this too. So I just layered up the scallop border sticker next to a branding strip that had a star pattern on it, sort of like a peachy red star pattern. And that was from a Lawn Fawn piece of scrap paper, or Lawn Fawn piece of pattern paper that's just been kind of sitting out on my desk. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to use it to bring both of those larger pattern papers together, and then the scallop can go along the side. And so now I just have to add the orange scallops. Now, if I'd been thinking about this a little bit more, used a little more preparation, instead of tearing the sun paper, I could have cut that into a scallop. Didn't work out that way, but maybe you want to try your hand at doing that if you're going to mimic this sketch and try your hand at the scallop challenge. So, you know, do you. I just kept it with the tearing because I really like the look of torn paper, and that was what Shimelle had done on her original layout. So this was her video from April 4th, Friday, and so she's going to have one going up today in the afternoon. I probably will not be able to watch it live, but hopefully I will be able to watch it at some point today or tomorrow and create another layout for it. So basically what I'm doing here is I have a couple pieces that I've cut out of that Shimelle paper pad, a couple pieces that were just kind of out on my desk already, and I'm trying to create lots of layers. Now I had purchased some Recollections double-sided adhesive tape that you have to like tear off and then you peel the backing off, and it's fine. But unlike my double-sided adhesive squares, which Joanne was all out of stock on and Michael's was all out of stock on, it's not repositionable. So this is a little tricky because I had already stuck down my photo and then I was trying to add things around it, and I realized that I was going to need to peel it up in order to stick things behind it. So that was a little tricky, but luckily I did not tear too much paper, or at least it wasn't anything that couldn't be fixed, okay? So I have a pink piece of paper from the Shimelle paper pad. I'm actually going to cut that and I'm going to put it behind the photo. I really like that sunglasses thing. I think it says stay cool, maybe. Yeah. These are photos of us, my daughter and myself, at Red Rocks in Colorado. I have more photos from Red Rocks, and you'll actually end up seeing when I film my layout share that instead of trying to put all of these photos together in one spread, whether it be single page or 2-page, this is going to be like the main Red Rock spread. And then I just put the rest of the photos into pocket pages. I just have a front and back pocket page of all the other photos, because it's hard to cut them down when you're doing scenery. You don't want to cut anything important out. And then there were just a lot of photos. So to make things easier on myself, I decided that this would be sort of like the title page for that spread of photos. And then the rest of them will just be a pocket page. And then I'm done with those. I still have a few more photos left to scrapbook from August 2023. And then I can print my September, which I don't have many September 2023 photos. I was really surprised. I have maybe 15, maybe 10. It's really a small amount. So I might print September and October together, because otherwise, why would I pay shipping? Or actually, why would I pay shipping twice when I can pay it once? Okay, so I've started to place more pieces down a little bit. You can see where the scallops are going. I have some scallop on top and on bottom. I have a few other layering pieces. I've moved some of the embellishments around. I also have a title that I haven't stuck down yet, but I am going to use the words Happy Day as my title. And those are just American Crafts puffy stickers that are not super adhesive, so I will be using a glue stick to glue them down. But yeah, I just had those in my stash for a while, and it's just a lot easier to use, pre-made words when you're coming up with titles instead of searching through your stash looking for the right color letters. And then do you have all the letters that you need? I mean, if I had all the letters and the right colors, I probably would have titled this something else, but Happy Day is fine. It was a happy sunny day. It was morning, so it was still kind of cool out. That vacation was so hot. It was so hot in Colorado while we were there. But then we had to hike and we were like sweaty. We didn't get to do a lot of the Red Rock stuff because there was some construction going on. And so part of the stairs were closed off, and there was like another path that you were supposed to be able to walk on, and that was closed off. Not a really big deal. We got to see, the main part of it. We got the gist of it. We took a lot of photos. It was a great morning. But there were some parts of it that we could not access. And that was kind of disappointing, especially because we were not prepared for that when we got there. But anyway, no big deal. If you've ever been to Colorado, let me know what you guys did while you were there. Obviously, you've seen a lot of my vacation photos from that trip in the recent process videos over the last few weeks and months. And I feel like we did a lot when we were there. There's probably more that we could do. I like Colorado. You know what? I wish the Celestial Seasonings Factory still did its tours, because we totally would have done that if it was still open, but they do not. And that's disappointing. But I thought that was a really cool feature when I was there back in, oh, goodness gracious, 2005, maybe 2006. I don't really remember. It could have been sooner than that, but that was a really cool factory tour. I love factory tours and things like that. We did the Hammond's Candy factory tour in Colorado, which was really awesome, and got some delicious marshmallows from them. So yeah, you can see I did the glue stick to stick down Happy Day. There's also a heart from that same sticker sheet that I'm going to glue down as well. I don't know, if maybe they were old. I don't know. The adhesive just wasn't that great, and they will peel off if you're not careful. So just something to note if you're also purchasing some American Crafts puffy sticker thingies. I'm going to do some journaling on that piece right there. That was not something that I had originally pulled for this layout. I actually just found it in a little container on my desk, and I was like, you know what? It's red, but it does have a little bit of pink, and it's like good enough to go with everything here. Everything is from, different collections, but I really like the way Shimelle layers things and mixes and matches from, different collections, different patterns, and that sort of thing. So that's what I was trying to do there. And then there's another sticker that says Honey, You're Golden, which I think is pretty good for this layout because there's the sunshine. There's a place in Colorado called Golden, Colorado. I've been there. I think that's where the Coors factory is, right? I think so. And like Buffalo Bill's grave or something. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm just adding in a few other extra embellishments along the side there. You can see I'm working on a diagonal where the top left of my photo has a bunch of embellishments and things, and then it diagonals down to the bottom right of the photo. I like working on diagonals. I like working in groups of threes, although sometimes the rules are made to be broken, and that's okay. A couple of these pieces I popped up on some foam tape. I think there's a little phrase that I fussy cut up at the top that says fabulous, and then another one down at the bottom that says hello. Just to give this some extra visual interest, I just used some foam tape. And then I'm adding in some, who makes those enamel dots? Paige Evans enamel dots. They have some pretty colors there, and I just added in a couple there because Shimelle had some enamel dots on hers as well. And then I'll be finishing this up with some splatters because Shimelle did splatters on hers, and I'm using ripe persimmon, which is kind of a very orangey, it's sort of like a peachy orange. It ends up coming out a lot darker than you expect from just looking at the color in the thing. And then I also think I only did ripe persimmon. For some reason, I thought I might have added in another color, but no, just the right persimmon. So that's kind of it. Oh, one more little piece that I needed to add in that I found in a vacation thing, and it was orange. And I was like, oh, you know what? It's going to look just so perfect right on this layout. So I added that in. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video, that you enter your take on the Scallops challenge at the Challenge Yourself blog. Details are below. And I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to follow me on social media and subscribe to the channel. Bye.